All right, here it is. And I started my blog post, blah, blah, blah. And then boom, there you see it. At the bottom is the form that I just created. Okay, now somebody could enter their email address here, hit subscribe, and boom, they are going to get the form. In fact, let's do that right now. And you guys can see my personal email addresses. I'm going to hit subscribe. And I just heard my phone buzz, which means I know it went to my email address. But look, it's given me a message, success. Now here's the next step. Go check your email to confirm your subscription. Do you remember how we wrote that? Okay, so I just wanted to show you that this is a way to take this form and stick it somewhere on your website. So you can put this on the middle of a page, or you could put it inside any blog post. Welcome to the dashboard of LeadPages behind the scenes. This is my account, and you can see that I have created quite a few different landing pages. Here's one for the value ladder for you guys. I have here's the harvest calendar one. Here's the email campaign builder. And you can see they give you some stats to kind of show you how your landing page is performing. And I just want to show you that, for instance, the harvest calendar one, this column is the number of people that have visited the site. So they've actually gone to this particular landing page, 206, 99 of them actually subscribe. So that's a 48% conversion rate. That's pretty good. And once you create one or two templates, you can actually duplicate them, which is what I do. But because you are brand new, I'm going to kind of show you first the process. So if you want to make a new lead page, you're going to click on Create New Lead Page. And this is going to show you all the different kinds of drag and drop templates. Now, there are something called standard templates. I would stay away from those. They're kind of phasing those out. Drag and drops are much easier to use. Now, these are listed, as you can see, they're sorted by highest converting. So what that means is that LeadPages actually does a lot of online testing. They design these pages and they test them out in the real world to see which are the ones that people click on a lot. Like how you design the page seems to matter. And they have discovered that if you design landing pages a certain way, they tend to perform better. And so they are listing the highest converting ones first. So those are the ones that you would probably want to look at first. And you can see that they have lots of different styles. They have double opt-in confirmation thank you pages. They have offer ended. They have enter to win pages. They have free ebook opt-in pages, home value opt-in pages. They have a basic squeeze page, which is an opt-in page. All right. So you kind of look around here and you say, all right, what's the style that I want to have? All right. So rather than start all over here, I'm just going to take you back to some of my particular pages, and we are going to grab one that I've already done. I can click duplicate, and I am going to duplicate it, and I'm going to call this Canning Equipment LM Lead Magnet. Okay, and I'm going to hit start building. All right, do you recognize this? Here's that same landing page we saw before, but this is a copy of it. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here to the page tracking, because I always forget this, and I'm going to change the title of it. So I'm going to call this Canning Equipment Checklist. All right, and then I'm going to change the keyword to canning. All right, now I'm going to save this. That's important because those particular fields show up in places on the internet, and you want it to be saying the right things. That's actually what's going to show up if somebody does a Google search. That's what they're going to see in the Google search description. All right. So looks like we've saved it. We're going to click on, we're going to X out of this actually. So first, I also want to show you that they have different widgets. So if you want to add, let's say you wanted to add a button, you could just grab this and pull it over here, and it would add a button right here. Isn't that pretty slick? So I'm going to delete that and get rid of it. Let's say I wanted to add an image. I could put another image right here, and it's created a space for me. And now when I click on this, I can actually add the correct image from my image library. But what I want to do is actually change the background image first. So to do that, I'm going to click on this paintbrush, And here you can see that it's got the background picture, Josiah Harvest Calendar Ping, all right? So I'm going to click on that and I'm going to change the image. Now I've already selected the image that I would like. I haven't uploaded it yet, so I'm going to click Upload and I'm going to select it from my desktop. So here it is, downloading it, boom, there it is. I'm going to give it a title, Canners, I'm going to hit Insert, and now I have a new picture that kind of fits with my topic, right? All right, so now I'm going to go over here and I'm going to change my actual text. Okay, so I paused and went ahead and filled out this form for you guys. Here's what I'm going to have it say. Want to start canning? Grab the canning equipment checklist. And then here I give a little bit more copy. Want to learn how to can but feeling a bit intimidated? I was there once. Where do you even begin? We can help. Okay, so I literally just went in here, double clicked on it, and like I said, you can make this bold, you can make it italics, you could center it, you could justify it left, you can change the color of the lettering if you want. I'm going to keep it black. So lots of different options here. Once you've filled out kind of what you want this part to say, this is where you head down here to the form. And this is where it's going to connect with your email service provider. So I don't want it to say, give me the harvest calendar. I want it to say, give me the canning checklist. All right. I'm going to keep it orange, but you could see that I could change the color if I wanted to. I could make it red, for instance. But I kind of like orange, so I'm going to keep that there. All right. And now over here on the left-hand side, it's asking me where do I want to send people once they enter their form information. So first I'm going to name the form, Canning Equipment Checklist Lead Magnet. And now I'm going to click on ConvertKit. And if you used MailChimp or had a different email service provider, it wouldn't say ConvertKit. It would have a different one listed because you set that up when you first joined LeadPages. All right, so now it shows me all the different options of forms that are in ConvertKit, and I have to find the one that I just made earlier on. So it's probably, there it is, Canning Checklist Lead Magnet. I'm going to select that. I'm going to hit Done. So what I basically just told LeadPages is that if anyone comes to this particular landing page and fills it out and clicks this orange button, I want you to send them to that particular form in ConvertKit and send all my information to ConvertKit. Okay. All right, now I'm going to hit Next Fields. It's going to ask me, what kind of fields do you want to fill out? Do you want just their first name, their last name? I can click these buttons and I can have the email address be listed first. You could also add a field. So I could say, hey, I want to add phone number or last name or city or state or street address. I typically just leave it at 2 things. And then finally, you're going to ask them, where do you want to send people to after they have submitted this form? Now, what I am going to recommend eventually to work towards is to click Lead Page and to select a particular thank you page that you've also made in LeadPages. And we'll make that in just a moment. But for now, since I haven't made it, we're just going to click Send User to a default thank you page that's created by LeadPages. And it just says, thanks for subscribing. You're awesome. And then that's it. Okay, so I'm going to hit Save and Close. And here it shows me my final version. Okay, so this is what it's going to say. Now I have to publish it. I click Publish. And boom, my lead page has been created. All right, I'm going to X out. Now, just because it's been created doesn't mean that it's visible on my website yet. All right, so the third step is I have to actually go to WordPress and I have to make sure that WordPress knows to look for it and knows to put it in here. So over here in my dashboard of WordPress, I am going to look for LeadPages. All right, and I'm going to hover over LeadPages and you're going to see LeadPages, Add New, or Reorder. If I click on LeadPages, you're going to see all the different lead pages that I have already created. So you can see I've made one for Bulk Buyers Club. I made one for the Email Campaign Builder worksheet that you guys got last week. And so it not only lists the name of the lead page here, but it tells me what the specific URL is. Okay, I want to add a new lead page. So I'm going to click Add New over here on the left. And now I get this builder. I want a normal lead page type. This is not from my home page, so just keep that selected. And it's already picked up the new page that I just made. Isn't that slick? And what it's asking me to fill out here in this box is, what do you want the URL address to be? When you talk on your Facebook Live videos about this lead magnet and you say, hey, to get this freebie, go to this URL, what do you want that tagline to be at the back? So it's going to be sharedlegacyfarms.com, and I'm going to have it be canning checklist. And I'm going to hit publish. Okay, now I'm going to write that down somewhere so that if I do some kind of a Facebook Live video on this topic and I want to send people here, I have to remember what that URL is. I'll have to remember that it's sharedlegacyfarms.com/canning checklist. Okay, and now it is there. So let me show you that this works. If I go to sharedlegacyfarms.com and type canning checklist, it should load. Hey, there it is. Now let's practice. Let's see if it actually works. I'm going to put in my personal email address and boom. Now look, it sends me to a default thank you page. Now see how boring this is? It means a lot to us. We really appreciate you giving us a moment of your time today. Thanks for being you. To me, that's really cheesy. So I actually make my own thank you page, and I'll show you that in a moment. Now let's go and see if we can actually find my email and see if it came through yet. Sometimes it takes a little bit. There it is. Look, confirm your subscription. And if I click this button, yep, there it comes. There comes my PDF. And when I click on that, down here, boom, there it is. It just got delivered. Okay? So that's just to kind of prove to you this actually works. All right? So let me just review what we've done. First, we went to ConvertKit, right? And we built the form. Second step, we went to LeadPages and we built our actual lead page, right? Actually, we built this one. We built our actual lead page and we hooked up the form here, the bottom part of the form, the button, with the proper form in ConvertKit. And then third, we wanted to create a checklist, a thank you page to send them to after they have subscribed to that. Now, why is that important? So, as I told you before, if all they do is send their email address, they click and submit it, they might be doing that while they're out on the run somewhere. And they may not actually go and download that particular lead magnet off their email address. They may forget. A lot of people don't realize how important that is. And if they really want this, if you just send them a final reminder and say, look, you're not going to start getting these emails from me. They're going to train you on this stuff unless you go and click that button. So make sure you do it. It's sort of like a next step where you lead the horse to water. So I have learned that I get really great conversion rates if I create a personalized thank you page. You could just send them to a blah kind of default page that LeadPages will provide for you. But I like to create a page that tells them what their next step should be. So the thank you page that I wanted to use, I've actually already made it. And I didn't realize that I had. Let me find it. Here it is. TYP is what I use for thank you page, Bulk Buyers Club. So I'm going to actually just show you what this looks like. I'm going to click on it. This is the thank you page that I'm going to use, but you could also make this in LeadPages. So here's what it looks like. It's just got kind of a basic thank you. One more step, go find my email in your inbox right now and click on confirm subscription. I won't be able to send you offers through email unless this vital step is done. Your Farmer Corinna. And then what I like to do is I like to give them another step, something else that they can do, so that we don't just stop the loop, right? We want to open the loop, make them continue in the journey. So in this case, I thought, what would be the obvious next step for them? And here I suggested that they go and check out my recommended list of kitchen tools to help them preserve their fresh produce. And they might find some of those things that they're going to need for canning on that list. It's also my Amazon affiliate page. So if they end up buying something on that page through one of my links, I also make money. Okay, just started with a basic template thank you page that was in the template builder and customized it. And once I had one that I liked, I just duplicate it and copy it and reuse it. Okay. And then right here, you can see that if they click on this, you can click on this little, what is that, a paperclip? And this is where I entered that particular URL that takes them to the page where I want them to go. And I even said, hey, use a new window. I want it to pop up in a new window. Okay, so now that I've shown you kind of what a thank you page looks like, we're going to go back to the page we just created because I need to hook up this particular page, the canning equipment checklist landing page, to that thank you page. Otherwise, it'll keep sending people to the white one. And the place that we do that, once again, is we click on this button right down here. There it goes. And it's going to open this integration form. So I wanted to go to the final step of actions where I'm going to say, hey, send it to a lead page that I've already made. So I'm going to click this radial button. And now I have to find the thank you page. So we're going to go down to TYP. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, hang on. I think I saw it up here. There it is, thank you page bulk buyers club. And I'm going to say, send them to that one, please. And now I'm going to hit save and close. And this is important. You have to hit update up here in the top right-hand corner every time you make a change. Okay, so it's been updated. And now if somebody subscribes to that landing page, they will be taken to my new thank you page. All right, that is the process, folks. And I'm going to walk you through it one more time. Step 1. You create a form in ConvertKit or in your email service provider. And when you're in that form, you want to make sure that you tell that form to automatically subscribe the person who fills out this form to a particular email sequence. And that's what's going to start that nurturing campaign that will eventually lead them to buying the product. The second step is to go and create the landing page, which I do in a tool called LeadPages. And I showed you how to do that. You also want to make sure when you create that landing page that you hook it up to a thank you page. And that is the next step to create the thank you page. I usually just create one for each funnel, and then I'll click or connect all my different lead pages that have to do with that funnel to that thank you page. If you want, as a fourth step, you could put that form that you created in ConvertKit, as we did earlier. You could put the form and embed it on your website somewhere in the middle of a blog. So as you talk about CSAs in your blog posts, or as you talk about that particular topic that has to do with your lead magnet, you could be posting that lead magnet throughout your website. As a general rule of thumb, I try to write blog posts that will sync with at least one of my lead magnets, because that way there's always some sort of form that someone could fill out when they're reading my blog. Doesn't always work, but that's kind of my general rule of thumb. So LeadPages, let me just real briefly talk to you about LeadPages. I think it's about $330 a year for me to have LeadPages. And I am an affiliate for this program just because to me it's kind of one of the core pieces of my digital marketing machine. I really love it because it creates these beautiful professional looking landing pages. And as you can see, I have some pretty good conversion rates. So I just want you to consider getting some kind of a landing page tool. If you decide that you want to use LeadPages, please use the link that I'm going to provide. And I do get a commission off of those memberships. So that would be super if you decided to do that. If you have any questions about this process, please put them below. I know it's a little overwhelming. When I first started using LeadPages, there was a huge learning curve and I was overwhelmed the first 2 hours. And then what I decided to do was watch the training video that they provide, which is fantastic. There's a guy there named Bob, and he does all the trainings, and he's a really good teacher. And once I watched the training video, I felt like I knew what I was doing. And then it became much more second nature. Now that I make one almost every week or two, I feel like I can, blast it out in about 15 to 20 minutes. So the first few times that you make it, you're going to be confused. You're going to be making mistakes, but you'll figure it out, right? You'll figure it out. They have a great support team. They also have an email, where you can email them and they get back to you and let you know how to fix the problem. I've had to use that 3 times and I've always gotten my answers to my questions. So again, really like the support. All right, well, good luck. I want you guys to try and create one new landing page with LeadPages. So go there right now and just sign up for, I think it's a 21-day trial run, and play around with it and see if you think it's intuitive. And if you hate it and you say this is not worth it, then cancel it. But I think it's a great tool. And as you can see, I've got a whole bunch of them and they are working for me. So good luck. Let me know how it goes. And again, if you decide to use LeadPages, use that affiliate link that I'm going to post in the comments. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a good one. Bye.